The objectives for this practice are to know the main characteristics of some basic tools like the drill or the jigsaw, and also how to use them in many materials.
Hammer that doesn't hurt the material, also the copper that gives more strength, and the steel hammer that is strength but hurts the material. We have the steel some wrench that works as a pivot and for high strength. Also we have the flat fix wrenches that are made of steel, and this number right here is the inches that it have to adjust to the screw. For hold the materials that we're going to cut or to work on, we're going to use presses. This is a removable press that we can adjust into the table, or we can have a fixed workbench press that holds stronger materials. With screws, we can adjust them or take them off with a screwdriver. This is the star screwdriver. There are many types of sizes, and we have the shovel screwdriver that a suggestion is that we don't have to use it like to make pressure, because we ruin the screwdriver. For taking the burr of the finished plastic material or also wood, we use a burr remover, and we make a little pressure over the material to take out the burr. Here we have an ancient tool called pliers. This is used for hold materials when we need a lot of strength. It's also used in casting. We have the pressure pliers that is for tiny materials like screws or something else, and there we have a cutter for little cables or wires. Also we have the cutting pincers for cut also wires or cables, but more thicker. Also we have the pressure pincers that we can adjust the angle of our holding, and it's also for a strong holding on materials. For making female threads for using screws, we are going to use a tab. This is for internal holes, and we can make the threads. We can also use this handle to make a higher strength pivot. And we have the hand eye that we're going to use it for male threads, and also we have a handle for it. Here we have the files. We use them to make a texture over the material, especially for metals. Also we can polish them with these materials. Here we have the flat file that has the most normal texture between all the files. Here we have the bastard file that has a wider texture that we can take out more material. Also we have the half round file that we use the circular form for things like tubes, pipes, or round shapes. Also we have a flat file. And for last we have the muse file that has the lowest texture, and it's used to not to harm the surface too much. Here we have the jigsaw. We can use it to make some cuts on several materials like wood or aluminium, and we use the saw and in the jigsaw, but we also have to use a press or in a bench work to hold our material when we are cutting. When we have the drill, we use it for make perforation on some materials in order to make a hole within such a diameter of the drill, and we use this key to adjust the drill in the chuck like this.
The parts of the jigsaw are the handle, the on-off trigger, the lock-on button, the speed control dial, the orbital action dial, the blade clamp, which is where the blade goes in, and the shoe. The parts of the drill are the battery, the grip, the forward and backward button, the lock button, the motor, the chuck, which is the part in which you put on a drill, and the speed control trigger and the on-off button.
To insert the cutting piece in the drill, we need to loosen up some screws that are in the tip of the drill, then insert the piece, and with the special tool we have to tighten up those screws.
The difference between the different type of cuts is that in manual cuts, like coder, like scissors, like all that kind of stuff, is more fast. Also, it's more efficient in the way that you can do it faster if you need it faster. Or also is one of the most cheaper type of cut that you can find. But it's not so precise, and well, it's not perfect. Laser and water jet cuts, they are more exactly perfect, but they are more higher costs. Manual tools in Mexico is that, well, in almost all industry we use them, and it's so really important to know them, because you don't know which tool function for each one of the processes that you may have in an industry in Mexico. In conclusion, I consider that this practice was really interesting because I know how to use different type of tools, and also the difference between the press or other type of tools.
In this practice, I learned that we cannot only use machines, but also we can use basic tools in order to get finishing some manufacturing processes.
What I liked the most about this workshop was that, well, as an industrial designer, I have already used almost like 99% of these tools, but I really never had like a class where they taught me how to use them. So I learned a little bit of tips and a little more professional way to use them.
With this practice, I learned a lot about the cutting machines and the tools we have here in TEC de Monterrey, and I learned how to apply it to cut different materials that I need to use in the industry.